Here. Scoot, sweetie. Whoop. Okay, buddy. Oh, messy yard. Hi little fam, Stephanie here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. It is beautiful outside and we are in Scotty's brand new studio that he built all by himself with his two hands and a little bit of help here and there, but it's mostly him. It's pretty impressive, right? And you can see the woods and the construction pile. Anyways, today's video is not about that. It's about pigment. It's about microns and ohms specifically, because I got a comment on one of my prior pigment videos concerning microns. What's the difference between microns and ohms and what does it all mean? I'm gonna hopefully help you out there and just kind of explain to you a little bit about how pigments are categorized by microns. That way, when you're looking for something for your next project, you know what you're looking at, right? On that note, if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, hit that subscribe button, ring the little notification bell, and it will let you know next time I upload. Okay, so into the nitty-gritty, shall we? First things first though, it's new puppy time. She's not gonna look at the camera. Smooshy, come here. Come here. This is Finley. Finley McSmoosh Face Sauls, but she goes by Smooshy. And she's being shy right now. Hello. Okay, she wants nothing to do with this, so we're gonna let her back down. Okay, so first things first, what is a micron? And what is an or to be honest with you, I'm really not sure how it's pronounced. And I was gonna look it up, but I can't find the little squiggly U thing. So you know what I'm talking about, because if you've looked on any number of sites, you would have seen that pigments are categorized by microns and ohms. Microns and ohms are equal. They're basically the same thing. It's just some people want to call it a micron and some people want to call it an ohm. But it's literally the same exact thing. And what it is it's the particle size. And I think that this is where people get confused, because, and I'm probably guilty of doing that, but saying things like micron count, that's not an accurate statement. It really should be micron size, not micron count, because it's not how many microns are in an amount, it's how small the micron is that's in the pigment. Hopefully that helps. And they measure it using what's called a stage micrometer. And it's basically a little slide that goes onto a microscope, and then whatever particle they're measuring goes onto another slide, and they're able to measure the particle from the stage micrometer because it has little ruler increments on it. I will find a picture and I'll show it right here so you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyways, that's how they can measure the size of these little teeny tiny fine particulates. So what does that say? The smaller the micron size, the finer the powder. The bigger the micron size, or ohm size, the larger the particle is going to be. So I was thinking about how can I explain this to people where they'd understand it. And I was thinking,
oh, well, maybe I can say, well, sugar sand would have smaller particles, and like river sand would have larger particles, so the sugar sand would be smaller microns, and the river sand would be bigger microns, but
I realize that's kind of a regional thing, and some people may have never seen sugar sand. So this is what I did, because I figured probably everybody has had this in their house at one point or another. Sugar. Okay, this is granulated sugar. This is 10x fine powdered sugar. Powdered sugar, as we know when we're eating our powdered donuts and it gets all over the place, is super fine. It's super small particles, super small microns. Powdered sugar is on average 60 microns. And no, this is not a commercial for Domino's, but I like Domino's, so that's what we're getting in my house. Anyway, 60 microns, 10x powdered sugar. Whereas granulated sugar is about 400 microns on average. Granulated sugar is obviously more coarse than powdered sugar. You can actually see the crystals. If you pour it in your hand, they're tangible. You can feel them. They're not powdery. So smaller particles, powdered sugar, smaller microns, larger microns, granulated sugar. Hopefully that helped give you some kind of idea when you're looking online for pigment, what micron size really means. And of course, listen, I couldn't do this video without showing you different micron sizes in pigments. Okay, so if you want the best way to have a tangible, in your hands understanding of how it works with the micron sizes, this is my recommendation. This is kind of the best thing that taught me about it and really made me conceptually understand it, is go on Just Pigment's website, go into the interference mica powder section. They have the 20 sample pack of interference pigments. It's $22 plus shipping. I did a video on this. I'll link it in the corner. It gives you 4 micron sizes of each color. So you get a very fine micron size powder, 2 mid sizes, and a large micron size interference powder. And you can see where it goes from very fine, almost talcum or powdered sugar feeling, all the way up to almost a glitter size particle. It's really super helpful. That is what I'm going to actually use today to show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully this works out well on camera. Sometimes it doesn't, because they are interference pigments. They don't have a base color to really show it, but I'm hoping that I can show you what I have and get the point across to you on video. We gotta keep hope alive, right? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I figured I would go ahead and use a piece of black construction paper because hopefully the pigments will show up better on there. I've got my trusty little mixing plate thing here that I bought at the dollar store and my pigments. So I pulled out the red and the green, and just a disclaimer before anybody is like, oh my god, is she really going to use that on her eyes after she's not in a sterile environment or anything, you know. No, I'm not going to use these for my eyes. Whatever I wanted to use out of these, I've already taken and set aside. They're in my studio, in the house, in a good environment, so these are just my play ones now. I can play with them in like resin or paints or whatever I want to do with them. Do videos with them. You get the idea. So here's the thing. This is Just Pigments. This is from the interference pack that I was telling you about. The satins are the smallest micron size. These are between 5 and 25 microns. Then you have the pearls. The pearls are between 10 and 60 microns. So the pearl is going to be more like the powdered sugar. The flash green is between 10 and 100 microns. So you're going to get just little flecks. It's going to be powdery, fine powder, but you're going to get little chunkier pieces. So it's going to look a little bit more glittery. And finally, the super sharp... I can never say this right. The Superstar Shimmer Green. Superstar Shimmer Green. Is between 40 and 200 microns, and this is going to be the glitteriest of all. I have them in the red also, and I have made some eyeshadows with these where I've used a gray base, and it actually showed the pigment pretty well. I was quite happy with that because the gray base being a little bit darker, it worked with these pretty well. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to see the pigment sizes, the micron sizes. So I'm going to scoot you in a little bit closer, and we're going to start with the satin green. I'm actually kind of hoping I'll be able to show you this just with the mixing liquid on it. I'm hoping that I don't end up with a blowaway of these pigments because I have every fan in this little studio on because it's hot as dog balls out here. right, so this is the satin green. Next is gonna be green pearl. And actually, I may just show you the greens because I think the red might be a little overkill, honestly. I think this should give you an idea of what you're dealing with. Next is the flash green. And I know, they all look the same right now, don't they? And last but not least, okay, so by the way, the bigger the micron size, the larger the particle, the more it seems to like just fly away, like poof, poof, poof. So just be aware of that because I just got it. I don't know if I'd be able to show this to you. It just kind of got all over my stuff. I have, as Teresa would say, glitter bukkake all over the place. See? Oops. It's all good. Alright, so that's the 4 of them, and we're just gonna put a drop in each one. Alright, let's wipe this puppy off and let's just start kind of getting in there. So as you can see, this is kind of a milky white fine green, and hopefully that's showing up on camera. Actually, it looks like it is. Alright, and the green pearl, which is actually gonna, it should look a little bit more metallic, if that makes any sense. Not as milky, more of a liquid metal with that pearly sheen. Wipe this off. This is the flash, and maybe this needs a little bit more mixing liquid. There we go. And that's going to have a little bit more of a shimmer because it's going to have those larger microns. And this is the Superstar Shimmer, and this is more like a glitter pigment. Alright, I'm going to move these out of the way, and let's see if I can get this to translate on the paper here. Actually, that looks pretty good. And next is the pearl. And I find that the pearl and the satin look very similar. Next is the flash. Oh no, I think I put too much mixing medium in there, but maybe not. And last but not least is the Superstar Shimmer. This one is just really noticeable as far as the difference in the micron size. But of course, again, this is the largest micron size. So satin, pearl, flash, Superstar Shimmer. Smallest to largest microns. So hopefully that gives you a better idea of what you're dealing with when you're dealing with microns. And I actually decided that I was going to pull out a couple of my eye candy pigments to show you because they're different representations, different particle sizes of similar colors. So this is Tokibo, or Tokibo. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, so I'm sorry in advance. And this is Tokyo Horizon. And you can tell that this is clearly a smaller particle size. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. You can tell that the Tokibo is a clearly smaller particle size than Tokyo Horizon is. They're on the same color spectrum, but this one is going to be far shimmerier, glitterier, far more shimmery than Tokibo will. This is going to be more like a metallic, I believe. So these I'm not pulling out because these I want to use for pigments for cosmetics, so we're not playing with those today. But I just wanted to give you another example of colored pigments. Okay, so that was way more long-winded and took way longer than I thought it would, but hopefully you get the idea. I was confused when I first started messing around with stuff, and I would hate to see one of you guys waste your money buying something because you think it's one thing and it's not. If I can save you guys a little bit of money, you know, you don't want like mica glittery stuff, then you know now not to buy larger micron size stuff as opposed to if you don't want it to be as opaque and you're looking for that Pat McGrath shimmery thing, you're not gonna buy a smaller micron size pigment. I'm cheap. I like to save money where I can. I don't want to waste my time and my money and my effort on stuff that is not going to suit my purpose. So, you're welcome. It's good not to waste money. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like the format. Did you enjoy the video being filmed in the studio? Do you prefer my old setup? Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave them in the comments down below. And please, help me out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you in the little family. I hope you guys have a fantastic, marvelous, beautiful day, and we will see you next time. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.